much. Next, we have Senator Warnock and then Senator Tuberville.
Well, thank you so very much, Madam Chair. And Ms. Slanger, congratulations on your nomination to this important position, and it's important for so many reasons. Let me be very blunt. The track record of the USDA with respect to civil rights has been abysmal. And the department has historically failed to provide justice to farmers of color in general, but particularly black farmers. Black farmers have literally suffered at the hands of their own government. And we're living with that legacy now. I spent some time in Byronville, Georgia, talking to black farmers, and all across Georgia for that matter. And I've heard this directly from them. Discriminatory practices by USDA have cost them financially. It's caused a lot of distress for them and their families, pushed them off their land. If confirmed, what will you do differently? What will you do? Will you be the tip of the spear for dealing with discrimination claims against the department?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. As you know, this is among the very highest priorities for anyone who's leading civil rights at USDA. What I think needs to be emphasized is that there has to be both a backward-looking and a forward-looking solution, that we have to have a working complaint process so that people who have experienced problems have a place to turn to get remediation, and a system that addresses their complaint in a fair, efficient, and effective way, and addresses it speedily enough that there's some hope that they can actually get the remediation they need, which means not 3 years, say, or 4 years. In addition, we need a forward-looking solution. We need to take the wisdom of the people who have experienced problems, both the ones who have been denied completely access, so they have not been participants in USDA programs, and the ones who have been partial participants. They've been participants, but they've felt barriers to their flourishing by way of those programs. We need to take their wisdom and we need to use that as part of the civil rights culture that we need to build going forward. So if confirmed, I pledge to do both of those things.
Well, you know how serious this issue is, and we're talking about folks who've been disappointed time and time again. I think about the Pickford settlements, for example. Could you be more specific? What specific actions will you take to make sure that farmers of color and black farmers in particular are treated fairly?
Yeah, thank you, Senator. I hesitate to give very many specifics for two reasons. One is I really think it's important to learn from the communities that have been affected, and I don't want to commit to a path forward without having them be included in building that path. And so I feel that it's a little premature to say this is the solution until I have heard officially from communities of color what they think the path forward should look like. But
do you agree that these concerns should be prioritized in your work?
Absolutely, Senator. Yes, I do.
And you will agree to commit to working with me on this to make sure that these farmers get justice?
Yes, I will.
And that their families are made whole?
I will absolutely commit to you to work with you and to work with them as well to solve the problems that they have experienced. Absolutely.
Dr. Jacobs-Young, congratulations, and it's always good to welcome somebody from Georgia. USDA's National Institute of Food and Agriculture provides funding for 1890 land-grant universities. These historically black colleges and universities like Fort Valley State University in Georgia, one of our rivals when I was a student at Morehouse. They support diversity within the agriculture sector and provide valuable services to historically underserved communities. I've been proud to work with Senator Brown and other members of this committee to push for more funding for the 1890 land grant universities, if confirmed, how will you uplift our 1890 institutions and ensure that they have the resources they need to prepare students for careers in agriculture?
I've been working with the 1890s for 2 decades now. When I first joined the Cooperative State Research Education Extension Service in 2002, I was just with them last week, Dr. Paul Jones and the research directors for the 1890s. If confirmed, I commit to continuing those conversations with the leadership for the 1890s to build on the legacy of our partnerships and expand on the potential that we know is there. And so we depend on them for a critical part of training the next generation of ag professionals, being a conduit to the community so that we can have our ears to the ground. And so I commit to continue to build and expand those partnerships.
Yeah. Well, I'm always impressed when I'm down at Fort Valley. That's not an easy thing for a Morehouse man to say. But these students are impressive. The faculty are impressive. And I think we should do everything we can to expand their pathway for involvement in the ag sector. Thank you so much, and good luck to both of you.
Thank you very much. Senator Tuberville, you have been bumped by Senator Thune,